dream draft scenario, emphasis on the word dream, because it's probably not going to happen. Yes, is Justin Fields going to fall to 11 and the Patriots trade up? Sure. Todd McShay, though, I don't like you teasing me like this. Would I love Justin Fields? Of course I would. And Nick, I think there's two scenarios here, if this were to happen, that would make me overjoyed. You know how New England fans, you got like Matt and Ben, is like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. I would like to have Pat and Ben. It's Patrick Mahomes and Ben Roethlisberger. Patrick Mahomes because he can sit and watch Cam Newton the whole time and then come in the last game and be like, by the way, you're our franchise quarterback. Or you can have Ben Roethlisberger, who started 13-0. Like, I'm good. I'm good right now. Because I still think there's an urgency to win now. So if we got Justin Fields in a dream scenario, which I would love, I would want him to either start right away and be successful like Ben Roethlisberger, or just sit and wait and wait and wait like Patrick Mahomes, and then ride off as our franchise rises from the ashes.
Well, so I want to, and I'm not trying to exclude Brandon, but I want to follow up a question with you real quick, Wilds, because I think all of us love Justin Fields. I think for most, at least for me and Brandon, I think Wilds as well, we think he's the second best quarterback in this draft. Where we might diverge is how late will he be available? Everyone knows Trevor Lawrence is going 1. I feel very strongly it seems like Zach Wilson's going 2. And it seems like the Niners are going to either draft Mac Jones because he's ready right now, or there seems to be some Trey Lance momentum because he could sit a year behind Jimmy G and he might have the most upside because he's so raw. So if you get through 1, 2, 3 and Justin Fields has not yet been taken, right? And then 4, we think Kyle Pitts is probably going. And then there's probably not another quarterback, a team that we know is going to draft a quarterback till Carolina. The question I have for you, Wilds, is how deep are you willing to go? We saw the Niners are willing to trade 3 first-round picks to get their guy. I know McShay has them trading up to 11. What if you have to trade up to 7? Are you willing to give up 15, next year's number 1, and a number 2? Because I don't think that Justin Fields is falling out of the top 10, but he might fall out of the top 5. Would you, as a Patriot fan, be willing to go that far to get this player?
See, I think that's a fascinating question because we know that Belichick loves 2 things: winning football games and value. And I think that he would pass on that. We know that he's the king of trading back in the draft, Brandon. So I think if the value is not there, then I think he would trade back and pass and say, you know what? I still have Jimmy G on the horizon. I've seen teams sort of play musical chairs with quarterbacks, with Goff and Stafford. I think I could probably land a franchise quarterback on a bargain rather than giving up draft capital.
Yeah, I know they made an explosion in free agency and signed a bunch of players, but they're sitting at 15. They don't need to move back. They need to figure out who can come in and help them out right now. I know it looks good on paper, but this team last year, they weren't talented. This whole thing about a dream scenario, I was trying to find a perfect word. Maybe it's a hallucination. Come on, this dude is not going to be sitting there at 11. And you already said it, Nick, but there's 7 teams that could potentially take a quarterback or are taking a quarterback. We know that the Jags are taking a quarterback. We know the Jets are taking a quarterback. You don't give up 3 first-rounders in San Francisco not to take a quarterback. And then you got some other teams out there. Nick, I felt like you passed on Atlanta. Are they really sold on Atlanta? Or in Carolina? They're talking out there that they may take a quarterback. Yeah, Denver Broncos. What are they going to do at quarterback? And then the Detroit Lions. So this is more than a dream. We're not going to see this happen. Well, Justin Fields, he won't get past 3.
Okay, well, Brandon, right now, and I'm on a bit of a cold streak gambling, so this might be a good bet. You could take advantage of a wounded animal right now in me. I would bet money Justin Fields gets past 3 at this point. I don't think he should. I don't think he should. I want to make this very clear. I think the Jets should take him.
Right.
But I think the draft is going Lawrence, Wilson, and then the Niners are going to decide between Trey Lance and Mac Jones. But I want to phrase the question a little differently to you in this regard, because I know how highly you think of Cam, how highly I think of Cam, and how highly we both think of Justin Fields. Let's follow this dream, this lucid dream scenario a bit further. Would you agree with me that if there was a quarterback that Justin Fields could learn from and could maybe mimic some stylistically, maybe with a little more consistent throwing ability, Cam would be that guy? We just saw him run a 4.40. We know how tough he is. That if you're gonna have Justin Fields sit, but you mentioned Atlanta, I would think he could learn a lot more from sitting behind Cam a year than sitting behind Matt Ryan,
right,
who they almost play two different positions stylistically.
Right. Yeah, but listen, this is not a black or white thing, but you have this athletic quarterback in Justin Fields. And a lot of times what we do in football is we say, all right, and things have changed so much the last couple years. You see what Russell Wilson has done. You see now Kyle Murray. You have Patrick Mahomes. Even Aaron Rodgers you can throw in there, right? But what we do is we say, hey, look, you're a quarterback that like to get out of the pocket. We need you to stay in the pocket. And that's what that kid has done. This kid has turned into a pocket passer the last 2 years. He hasn't shown that 4.40 on film. So, yes, from an athletic standpoint, he can learn from Cam Newton, but this dude also has huge upside as a passer. We've seen him do it on the biggest stage, Jenna.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.